Not much has changed
Alright.
in the meanwhile. A bunch
Let's
of
browse the
certain
yellow
papers.
papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
So, interrogation forms, maybe? What types of forms are these?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
So, can I hand out fines to people and earn money from those fines and then pay back my own debts? Autopsy seems simple enough. Station calls might just be a log of all the calls I've made, but I've only got Kim's car. Oh, we'll worry about that later.
You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Alright, misconduct fine.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields, but they appear pleasantly vague.
Pleasantly vague. Okay, station call.
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
So we can say to people to get them in a place to interview them.
All in a print so small it could be considered downright cute.
Field autopsy.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
Alright, enough of these.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copy of paper.
Alright, let's look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
So this clipboard could technically be used as a weapon, but I don't think the game has actually let it be equipable as a weapon. Check the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? And something small inside, light, made of paper or cardboard, or dried flowers perhaps. Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4 sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Interesting. So I have interfacing of 6, so a high chance of doing it, but my thought is taking interfacing away from me. So this thought here, no, that's interesting. Why is it taking away from interfacing? The learning cap's been raised to 5, and speed gives 1 psyche. It doesn't say it should take away, because it gives +1 encyclopedia as a temporary bonus as well. So why is it doing that? Maybe that's a hidden modifier? Well, interfacing... Oh, I actually have already... Oh, no, I haven't leveled it up. It's a base of 4 with a learned skill. Wait. Hang on. That says -1 Lonesome Long Way Home. Well, this should be +1, because it's a learned skill. That seems like a bug. Alright, the game is literally lying to me by saying learn skill is +1. Alright, so let's check. Oh, I can't check my inventory, can I? Yeah, alright. Well, never mind. Let's just try and open it.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
Slide the drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Okay, pick up the ticket stubs, pick up the cards. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole, and close the permeables compartment. Well, okay, this is a really strange one to have, but okay. I guess it's one of those intrusive thoughts, but anyway. Pick up the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
So, free access to the zoo and the aquarium. I haven't found either of those yet, but... pick up the card, proceed.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Smell it first.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting.
Alright, well there's only a couple of people that I know that are young women in their 20s. It's Classier or Sylvie. And those are the only ones I've met so far.
Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
Read it when you wake up.
Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy. No, I'm not going to indulge this. Keep reading.
Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
Keep reading.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Huh?
No. Hold on.
Hold on, or fall sideways. Hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Fall sideways. Huh. Okay. Whoa! What is this loading screen? Disco Elysium. Begin.
There is nothing. Again.
Nothing? Just lie there passed out. Nothing.
Nothing said, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Just lie there passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
Okay, there is an interesting... I guess, again, it's a bug. The screen is supposed to be fully black, like we had at the start of the game when we had the ancient reptilian brain talking to us. But obviously, with the text background is translucent, so we can see that it is snowing, and we can see there's a wheelbarrow and a lamp in front of us. So I think that might be where the gardener is sitting down, and Kitsuragi has brought us back to the motor carriage. But I shouldn't know that. Anyway. Alright, so, who was that? Nice and quiet. Who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Also, this got triggered from reading a note that we assume it's from our wife, or at least, you know, the detective's partner. So it's interesting that caused a reaction like this. Alright. I was cool, I'm cool.
The cool when you're dead, brava.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Thought gained white Mourning.
Tell him. Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
Smelled so nice, smelled like betrayal. It smells not so nice.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
I'm sure it did. Was that the ex-something? Or the ex-wife, maybe? Where's Voyager Road? Enough, just lie there motionless. Where's Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Was that the ex-something? The...
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
no, it was beautiful. Yes, that. No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Enough. Just lie there motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
I'm not coming back. What is that? It's cold. So they're talking about Kitsuragi. It's cold.
Yes. They're pouring something on you. It's in you. And it's...
Okay, that's interesting. The dialogue didn't match the subtitles.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
So I think we skipped ahead by about 15 minutes or so.
Drink. Water.
The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
So one of the issues with having low endurance and volition is that chances are I'm going to try and keep them topped up as much as I can to avoid the issue of having a game over if I fail a check or something like that. So every single time I get one of these events that happen to restore health or morale, it's just going to go to waste. But I'm just going to have to deal with that. It'll cost me more like tangible real, but it's better than having to restart over and over again.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Drink.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
To be fair, having only 2 points of endurance means that to maximize this, you'd have to have at least 3 and be down to 1.
What happened?
I should ask you the same. I came into contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past lieutenant. I was dehydrated. It won't happen again. Start climbing out of the motor car. I'll ask him the same.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
There's no way he got to a hospital in 20 minutes. How long was I out?
10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Contact at the burnout and return. Blah, blah, blah. Right. This seems overdramatic. This is a lie because it will probably happen again. So I'll just say, fuck it.
Good.
He hands you the waterlog remains of your ledger. Ledger of failure and hatred.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Okay, let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Interesting. Alright. So, I don't think I actually finished interacting with the ledger in the first place. So this is actually the Yellow Man mug. This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the Whirling in Rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Samaran descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique. Okay, and it's worth... oh, it's worth nothing.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Yeah, let's... before I do that, let's make sure we actually do a save, a full save as well, because having a blackout is kind of scary. Okay, so let's go to the thought. So, White Mourning, temporary research bonus -1 authority. Little guy gets further and further away. Research time is 5 hours. I wonder if the research time counts if I'm asleep. You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. Alright, so with this... yeah, let's internalize it. -1 authority doesn't matter that much because I already have low authority. So, there we go. And yeah, we'll see if it works while I'm asleep. Okay, so we've got a couple more tasks. So asking about Kuno and Gart. And we can also go to the Kinema. Well, we're actually at the Kinema to read the stuff on the ledger. So we have a blue oblong pen as well. A blue pen, like a large caliber bullet that shoots out ink, once belonging to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Comes with a side order of resentment. And then tool. This is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of bed in them.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the
So
wall.
this one,
Without
slide the hidden drawer
resistance
open.
or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. Inside, you see 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
So this is the intrusive thought that would probably have stopped the blackout, because obviously we picked going to the card, but let's close the compartment
It's slightly
and smell the
ever so
ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. You know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete, or Axel, or something. At some point in its journey, the ledger has seen the inside of a public toilet.
I know. Sylvie already told me I dunked it in the toilet. Shut up, Nose. I don't need your help. I don't need anyone's help. So if I had not already spoken to Sylvie, I would not know this. So,
If you knew it was dunked in the toilet before getting chucked into the trash, why are you sniffing it?
the option to sniff was there, so... I'm a policeman. This is police work. I'm just following the lead, you know? Maybe it's my fetish, maybe. Ever think of that, Nose? No, I'm a policeman. I'm doing police work.
Torturing your own nose for no reason is not conducive to case cracking, bud.
This is getting weird and hostile. Sorry, Nose. Let's move on. Are you angry with me, Nose?
Yeah, turns out your nose doesn't like self-indulgent literal shit huffing. Quelle fucking surprise. Come on, no more. The ledger is going back down, away from your nose now.
Alright, put the ledger away. Okay. So, yes. The ledger has now disappeared from my interacting stuff because it is usable as a tool. So, as a tool, it gives me +2 Inland Empire, 2 empathy, but -1. Let's take it off. So, Inland Empire is +1. Oh, is it just adding Inland Empire? I think so. It seemed like, oh, it's taking away more authority as well, actually. Is there anything else that changes as a result? Takes away authority. Esprit de corps? Okay. Well, anyway, we might as well keep it on us now because, again, I'm not that bothered about authority, but it does mean I am -2. Whew. But that's fine. I'm sure having a negative value in my skills won't make that much of a difference. There, I'm at +4 from Inland Empire. Okay, let's turn on the lights.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Kim, how do I turn on the headlights?
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
Press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canema comes to life with a whiny growl. Like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time.
That was very loud in the game, by the way. I don't know how it will sound on the stream, but that drowned out the voice of the voice acting. Alright, let's press headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Alright, close the door. Stand in front of the lights.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the shimmering street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Canema's headlights.
Wait, look around you.
You catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds. 2 men engaged in a drunken argument, followed by the closing of some distant window.
Interesting.
Ah, Martinez at night.
Okay, so the drunken argument is not relevant to what we can do. Okay. Where are we on this?
Let me see.
He takes the ledger.
Right here.
So he's at the top of the map on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. Seems nice, seems like a shithole. I'm sure I've seen worse. Seems nice?
No, it does not.
The lieutenant says without optimism. Alright, let's look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
Bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
I know, but I guess I can just say not bad. What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them individually.
You count 216 perforations. Considering that nice, large number, a wave of pride washes over you. Though you can't say why, precisely.
Is it just a nice thing to be able to count and get the right number? What about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
3, that's it?
That's it.
Hey Kim, what do all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
3 only in the last one, huh?
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
See, Kim agrees, not bad. Wait, 18 years I've done this?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
Got drunk like a megastar. I walked the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. Probably some boring office job, same as everyone else. I feel like I just went around apologizing all the time. Do you really think I have any idea? Probably some boring office job, same as everyone else.
No shame in working a regular job, detective. Sometimes after a long day of doing this, I even envy it. Let's move on, shall we?
Sure.
This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see...
So, 216, not bad.
Wow, more than 200.
216 to be exact, is that a lot? I would have thought they'd be more. 216 cases over 18 years. I would probably say I would have thought there'd be more.
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So, 1 case a week is a normal caseload, but clearing more than 10 cases a year gives me 90th percentile? You're saying I used to be a super cop? I used to be good, that's some solace I guess. What's the last number? I don't think I can ever re-become this person. What's the last number? You're saying I used to be a super cop?
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row.
So now it's starting to make more sense about why people make fun of me recently, because I'm a drunk alcoholic that loses everything. But the reason why I am still on the force is because I used to be very, very good. Alright, let's look at the last row.
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
So I'm a killer. I was expecting a higher number, honestly. That's not too many. Again, 216 cases over 18 years, but only 3 confirmed kills. I was expecting a higher number.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock Quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Have you killed anyone? Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
He says, declining to elaborate. Okay. How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
He gives you a meaningful look to say, stop drinking.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what? Maybe I should find a hobby. Hobbies are lame. Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
Ah, I wonder if that changes if I'm not wearing gloves. Alright, thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You press the remote control on the key.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Statistics. Okay. Ah, interesting. So, officer profile, name unknown, but I do already know it's Harry something. Superstar cop, Apocalypse. Whoa. Apocalypse cop 1, sorry cop 4, boring cop 3, communist 3, fascist 0, ultra liberal 1, moralist 0, good cop, bad cop 8, honor 1, people killed 3, cases solved 216, years in service 18. Okay, I wonder if those numbers are going to change as I go through the game. I guess we'll find out.